Root Workers Round the Table with your favorite host, Sister Sonia and Papa O. Join us round the table.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Root Workers Round the Table. I'm your host, Papa O.
And I'm your other host, Sister Sonia.
Well,
I have been in the kitchen.
I've been in the kitchen a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I have said I was around the kitchen. What have you been doing around the kitchen?
Well, eating breads and desserts and getting all fat and sassy. Actually, Kennedy is learning to make deviled eggs. So she and I made the deviled eggs today. So I told her that once I become her ancestor, that she will be the person in charge of bringing the deviled eggs and the potato salad.
Hopefully that'll be a long time coming.
Hopefully, but she's learning. So, and we have this ongoing joke about who brought the potato salad.
Mm-hmm.
So Kennedy will bring the potato salad. So, I'm just teaching her things in the kitchen. Today we're having a big dinner. We're going to call it the trial run for Thanksgiving. Only we're having ham. And we're having a bunch of sides to go with ham. It's going to be yummy. Allie and the babies are coming over, and Robbie. Well, Robbie is her baby, so.
Do you make ham on Thanksgiving?
Yes, ham and turkey.
Really?
Yes.
See, my mom refuses to make ham.
But your mommy cooks the turkey penis.
She does? Which I'm gonna tell you, I think that is incense for the soul. When you're cooking that, the whole house smells like Thanksgiving.
In case you guys don't know, the turkey penis is the turkey neck, but it's a joke that Papa and O have had for multiple years now. Many years.
Mom was in another room, and I said, "In the South, we cook turkey penis. Hey, Mama, what's that cooking?" And she says, "I'll turkey your penis."
Because I'll cook your turkey penis. Yeah, I'll turkey your penis. And I just loved it. And now Reuben and I, anytime we cook a turkey neck that's going to be shredded up to go in the gravy, the giblet gravy or whatever, I'm like, "Hey, Reuben, what's that in the crock pot? Turkey penis?" It has now become our tradition too.
I'm gonna tell you, I did hoodoo for the holidays, and I focused on Thanksgiving. One of the things that I focused on was that it is good to eat the herbs and stuff. Now, like the herbs like basil and sage and rosemary, and cinnamon, they all help with digestion and bloating.
Nutmeg. Oh
Yeah.
And they bring about good luck too.
If you're that is Thanksgiving is a crazy holiday, I believe.
Bailey. Yep.
It is the one holiday we force ourselves to gorge down food. Like, it's not, it is a holiday that is a first person holiday. It is first world, first world problems.
Yep. And as the Christians would say, we are committing one of the deadly sins, gluttony.
I go by Ben Franklin. We had, if we're not gluttonous on one day, we will be gluttonous on another day. So choose your sins wisely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Eat breads and desserts and just get all fat and sexy.
One thing that I would recommend though is keeping citrine in your pocket because there's always Kevin Caldwell always says a little bit of family goes a long way. So, somebody, there's always somebody who's going to bring something up that is traumatic. So, always keep a little bit of citrine, and I would also keep an acorn in that pocket.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit because I had an incident that came up over the weekend and I want to know how the people feel. So, if you ran into a family member and they were talking trash about another family member, would you speak out and squash it? Or would you bring that information back to the family member that was being talked about?
I always go, if you have nothing nice to say, sit next to me. Um, I will listen to people bitch and kvetch and get their gossip out. Now, if they are making a public display of it, you know how to behave. You shouldn't be behaving. You shouldn't been. Don't be acting the fool. You know. And
I think it's
are they meaning to hurt somebody?
yes. I think it's downright hurtful. Okay, so I'm gonna put myself out there and I'm just gonna tell you the situation. Well, I'm not gonna tell you the situation. But one of the elders, one of the aunties, said something quite racist, and that racist statement was then taken back to another family member who became angry and hurt over that statement. Me personally, I think I would have just squashed it and I would have kept that information to myself. Because why should we carry that back to an individual knowing that it's going to hurt them? Just squash it, you know? Because why carry on the drama?
No more
That's the
drama.
way I
We don't
save
want
the
no
drama
drama.
for my mama because my mama loves the drama.
I would have squashed that. And some sometimes people don't need to hear everything.
Exactly.
If it's gonna hurt people, you really don't need to bring it back.
Exactly. I always go by the philosophy what others say about me is none of my business. And if they're comfortable enough to say it to the person they're saying it to, hmm, that in itself is a question. Why are they comfortable enough with speaking about me in front of a person that's supposed to love me?
Was was this brought up about your eldest?
No, not at all. Not at
Oh,
all. As a matter of fact, I know for a fact that that can be a subject. But I like to say that I brought a little color to our all white rainbow.
I I think your daughter is wonderful, and I feel so bad that she's not that both your daughters are under the weather right now, aren't they?
A little bit. Allie's going through some health issues. She's getting better, and Taylor just needs everyone's prayers. She's having symptoms that are related to diabetes,
Oh,
and she will be going to the doctor on the 9th. So please keep her in your prayers.
what are some of the symptoms, if you don't mind me asking?
Um, when she wakes up in the morning, she's sweaty, clammy, nauseous, throwing up. It could happen in the middle of the day. She gets very lightheaded. She's got all the classic signs and symptoms of hypoglycemia. But
Which is
then at other times she
diabetic.
will, right. At other times, she has signs and symptoms of being hyperglycemic. So we have diabetes runs in our family. She's going to be going to the doctor on the 9th. Taylor hasn't felt well for some time. So just keep her in your thoughts and your prayers. We're hoping that it's something that we can just resolve with eat better,
Yeah.
But if not, then it's something that we can deal with, something that we can handle it regardless of what it is. But
I'm
I
I'm gonna
just wanted to
tell
feel
I'm gonna tell you, my mom's neighbor in Cookville is has diabetes, but she treats it totally with diet.
right.
Like she does not have, and I'm pretty sure she's a type 1 diabetic that she treats just with diet. Now she has a very strict diet and a very big garden. But with magic comes from everywhere, even the ground.
Taylor hates vegetables.
Uh, she hates her gift too, but you get what you deserve. You know,
She does hate her gift. And lately we've been hearing a lot of noise around the house. And Taylor's like, "What was that noise?" I'm like, "I really don't know. Perhaps it's your gift knocking on the door." They're like, "Hey Taylor, I'm home."
this is the second day in a row that I have seen just a normal shadow man, but outside my doors. Not in the house, like outside in the backyard.
What do you think he's wanting, or what does he need?
I don't know, but it's like he peeks into the house. I'm like, you ain't coming in here. No, you
Well,
ain't, gang.
we have a shadow that hangs out in the hallway between the bathroom and the living room, and several people have seen him.
Hmm.
I've actually seen him sitting on the foot of our bed, but his name is, I think it's Bob.
Hmm.
So he's okay. He doesn't bother anybody.
You can feel him when you're in your house,
Yes. Yes, you can.
which I found very weird. I was like, oh, Sonia, do you feel anything over there? Yep, everybody does. I was
Yeah,
like,
everybody does. Everybody looks at that corner like, what is that? Oh, it's just Bob. Kennedy said he Kennedy said he sits up underneath the kitchen table. You're fine.
mm-mm.
You are fine. Bob is not going to harm anyone.
Now,
Um,
when it comes to 7-day candles for prayers, if you are using, see, a lot of people get confused who to use for sickness. Now,
St. Jude, right?
that's who I always go to. If the person is sick, you go to St. Jude. Now, if there is like, oh my God, no hope, I need a quick one, like a quick save, Hail Mary. Uh,
Exactly. I go to Mother Mary.
I go to St. Lazarus.
Oh yeah, resurrected from the
Yeah,
dead. Absolutely.
I'm like, this needs a miracle. I'm gonna go to St. Lazarus.
I
But
go I go to the Mother Mary to intercede on behalf of her children.
good point. That is
But
definitely my
Lazarus,
thought.
he knows a thing or two. Lazarus knows a thing or two about coming back from the dead.
And that's why I use him. I am like, it, it's time.
Lazarus, it's time. Do you know I go to the only altar I have in my house, which is the ancestor altar. And I talked to my Aunt Gloria, and I talked to Ellen, and I talked to my Uncle Bud, and those that are on my ancestor table. And I'm like, hey, listen up. This is a child of God. So you guys got to intervene on their behalf because, some people, a lot of people I know, including myself, were born and raised Christians. So when I go to talk to the ancestors or pray to God, I pray on, it's like My friend calls it her office meeting. She's like, when I go to the office to pray, there are several people there. There may be the goddess, there may be a god, there may be saints, there may be Mother Mary. I go to the one that pertains to the person. I'd be like, Jesus, this one belongs to you, so I'm going to need you to do this.
As I tell people, it is, imagine it's sort of like a big canvas. God has big strokes like war, peace, creation, where your ancestors are the ones who care about you. They're the ones who lift you up. They're the ones who know you. They are your people. And that's why,
They're
oh
your people.
yeah, always keep them close. Always keep them close because they're the ones who will be there when you need the help. You know?
Did I ever tell you about my Uncle Ernie?
I don't know.
Miracles happen around my Uncle Ernie. For instance, when Taylor was a baby, when Taylor was born, she was born in a dirty birth room, and she developed bacterial and viral strands of meningitis. So Uncle Ernie is the man that he is a Pentecostal pastor, and we go to Uncle Ernie when we want miracles to be performed because a lot of miracles have happened around my Uncle Ernie. So I always like to say that, and Uncle Ernie, he's passed away now. Uncle Ernie's brother, my Uncle Bud, he had an injury that he had less than a 5% chance of living from. He was shot and it hit his femoral artery, and he survived that accident. So, and Taylor is as healthy as a horse. We ask Uncle Ernie to pray to God. This is what I say about my Uncle Ernie. I say there's prayer, and then there's, hold up, Uncle Ernie's praying. All right, God listens. I see heaven as like, if there is a heaven, I see heaven as like a, do you remember the gosh, on television when they had all the operators and they would say
Yeah,
donate now? What was that? That was the Jerry Lewis
it, uh,
telethon. The
telethon, yes.
telethon. I picture all these angels sitting around with these telephones, and it's like a huge telethon. Every prayer that goes up, an angel intervenes and picks up the phone. And then my Uncle Ernie prays, and they're like, shh, hold up, everybody. It's Ernie. And they're like, oh, okay. God, listen. Okay, next. Okay. And then the telethon just goes on. That's how I picture it. Because miracles happen around my Uncle Ernie.
I love that
It's
you
wild, but they really do.
you had an Uncle Ernie
Yes.
and an Uncle Bud.
Yes.
So close to Uncle Bert. Uh,
Uncle Bud died though. He died of COVID. He and my father got sick with COVID at the same time. They visited each other every weekend, and Uncle Bud would come down from Louisville, Kentucky, and he would visit with my dad every weekend. And then they developed COVID. My dad went into the ICU, and as you know, my dad is still alive. My dad told me, if I ever get COVID, COVID's not going to defeat me. I'm going to beat it. And he beat COVID. And my Uncle Bud, not he died. So
did did they do any of the vaccinations or anything?
no, Uncle Bud did not. But my dad's, and neither did my dad. But my dad survived COVID. He went into the ICU. He waited on a bed for several days. He went in. This is when COVID first came about, and everybody was waiting on a bed. My dad was in the ER for 3 days waiting on a bed, and he finally got a bed. He ended up not having to be intubated, which is great. My Uncle Bud refused to be intubated, and he passed away. So
That those were scary times
very scary times.
because It was around Christmas, and I was in the
Yes,
hospital
it was.
when he happened to.
Yes.
See, I was in the hospital, and a few other dialysis. We were at the medical center, and they just let us all go before we needed to be let go, just to make that a COVID floor.
Yep, they needed the beds.
But what was crazy is two of the dialysis patients plus myself were not ready to go home. I
This is,
That's when they cut off my first toe.
oh,
and
yeah.
and
Yeah.
I was in so much pain. And when the whatchamacallit came here, the home health,
Yep.
I scared her. I was like a screaming Mimi.
Aw.
Well, no, it literally is a piece of you has just been cut off. It hurts like a mother because all those nerves no longer have those endings. It's like electric shock, electric shock, electric shock. But
That is when America discovered what triage is. I mean, triage is a war-like concept to where you're like the death and dying go over here. If they can be saved, we put them over here. If they need immediate treatment, we put them here. And America suddenly realized what triage was, which is horrible.
what what I could not believe is how people did not agree with science. And I
And
was
they
like,
still don't. Ivermectin.
I don't understand that. I How can we science is sort of, there is a lot of theory in science, but you need to take heed to the theories.
Right.
Y-
I was having a lovely conversation with someone the other day. It was going great. And then she said, and then I took the ivermectin. And I was like, oh, wah, wah, wah. I was like, it was going so great.
And then
And
I
then
took
she
the ivory.
mentioned, yeah, I took the ivermectin. And suddenly she took horse medication. And this lovely conversation just went all downhill.
It That was a weird time in history. Um, all of the Trump years were very weird. Um, because it is the first time I've watched Americans not connect. Americans,
What?
they would Americans always used to reconnect, but I, believe it or not, I lost a tremendous amount of friends during that period.
Over the whole Trumpster ivermectin thing. It's going to be so interesting to look back on this time period.
Mhm.
I mean, the kids in school today, when they're in like Kennedy's in fourth grade. When she's in the 12th grade and she looks back on this, she's going to be like, what the hell?
That
Babies that grow up are going to be like, what the hell?
and then you think that everything after 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 it would go back to normal. But no, that's when all the prices hiked. We dealt with the toilet paper crisis, but now it's like you pay $35 for a thing of toilet paper, like
A gallon of bleach at Walmart went from 99 cents like 3-4 years ago to $4.95 today. I bought a gallon of bleach today. 3 gallons of bleach. I bought 3 gallons of bleach. It was a 3-gallon container. Typically $3.99 a gallon. $6.98 today.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. Milk. What? 99 cents a few years ago. Now about $4 for a gallon of milk.
Same as gasoline. Sometimes it's more expensive than gasoline.
Yep.
Should I fill my car with milk or gasoline today?
Exactly. And then listen, this is probably a sore subject. I'm probably gonna step on a lot of people's toes, but I need to bring it up. So because it hits me personally. I understand that people need benefits and that people need assistance from the government to live. I understand that. I get that. But when food prices go up, do people's benefits increase? Do they get more food stamps when prices go up in food?
Honestly, I don't know.
Because
I'm disabled, and I was put on food stamps. And when Bevan was getting all the people off of food stamps, which it wasn't like they found them jobs or anything like that.
he just took them away.
Yeah, and made them pay back a year's worth of benefits.
Benefits. I remember that.
So one of the things that I said to the lady on the phone is, okay, so you're taking them away from me, which I can't afford, and now you are on top of that charging me money, which I can't afford. You know?
But have benefits increased now that prices have went up?
I know that my insurance is better. Like there is a SNAP program that is attached to my insurance. But don't think that it's like going up. This is the first time it has gone up where I could actually feel a bit of change.
Right. But wages have not increased.
Mhm.
And because I work, I would think that wages would increase as well, but they're not. So I'm making the same wages, but paying outrageous prices. And then it's like, do I pay the bills or do I eat dinner? And I eat dinner and I pay the bills. But it's the difference between, do I eat healthy or do I just eat what I can afford
Or do I
because my
eat? Yeah,
wages aren't increasing? Hmm?
that's the thing. Have you seen how many different places um have been striking?
Ford. Oh yeah. And because Ford is striking, well, I can't go into that. That's all about work. But
Well,
I can't
let's go
work
with the
and
screen actors. The screen actors were striking,
yes.
and the screenwriters. I think I'm pretty sure I said actors, but it was
But oh my gosh, do you think that actors really need more wages?
the writers. It was the
Please.
writers that needed it.
The writers, yes. The actors, no.
The actors were supporting the writers
Okay, good.
because a lot of times they don't put the money where it needs to be. You know, like they refuse to up wages where people can live, and that's why I say nowadays Everybody has their hustle, you know? Everybody needs that second or third hustle.
Yeah,
And I'm
they
gonna
do.
tell you know what's great for money? Nutmeg.
And Bailey. Bailey's in your shoe.
What's scaring me is my bay tree caught the crud. So
Your what?
my bay leaf
Oh, your
plant,
bay tree caught the crud. Oh no.
that's all I'm saying. I'm like,
How are you
better
gonna treat it?
what?
How are you gonna treat your bay leaf?
I tried treating it and now I'm letting God sort it out.
Oh, you poor thing.
It
Everybody pray for Papa O's bay leaf tree.
just a little bit of money, please. But
Just a
I'm like,
little bit of honey. Um, Speaking of bay leaves, do you put bay leaves in your dressing at Thanksgiving?
no. And
Either.
the reason why is because you're not supposed to eat them.
Mm-mm.
Now, the way my mom does it, she makes the liquid first and then she puts in the stuffing. Like my mom stovetops it. So theoretically, you could put bay in that.
Yeah. Do you stuff your turkey?
No,
Me either. I eat dressing. There's a huge difference between dressing and stuffing.
there is, there is, and I've been preparing for because we're gonna have two different types of stuffing on the Friendsgiving. We're gonna
Dressing.
dressing. You are correct.
I
Um,
say dressing, you say dressing.
Oftentimes I say stuffing because my
And you
mom,
say stuffing. It's
my,
fine.
my mom only makes stovetop. She's like, if the wheel isn't broken, don't fix it. Like, okay, mom. But Julie and Kurt make dressing, and I've already started preparing the dressing. Because the old bread we chop up and make put in the oven and make it stale.
Yep.
And I bought some Hawaiian bread that I'm also going to put in there because I'm like, I think that would be lovely. That little bit of sweet. All of a sudden, you get a
Just
taste
a
of it.
little bit of sweet with the savory.
Mm, I love a little bit of sweet and savory. Do you want to hear a secret?
What's that?
Do you know what I based my turkey in?
What do you base it in?
Cherry Coca-Cola.
I'm gonna say, do you put your foot in it?
It is, but I'm not gonna make a turkey this time. What I'm thinking about doing is because everybody was, I noticed on the Friendsgiving thing, everybody's like, no, no turkey. So I'm figuring I'm gonna do three or four. What are they called? They're the hens that they sell in supermarkets.
Oh, the little Cornish game hens.
No, rotisseries.
Why doesn't anybody want to have turkey?
I don't know. I think a lot of people have not good feelings about turkey. Tur- Turkey is a hard bird to cook.
Yep. Speaking of sweet and savory, I hear my sweet and savory grandson in the living room, the little pitter patter of his feet.
You need to, yeah.
Yeah, he just
That
arrived.
was Mr. Everett.
Everett
It's
is
Everett, right?
Everett is cool.
Oh,
Everett has learned to say the word no.
how is that going?
Well, he doesn't say it often, He has only said it twice that I know of. And the one time he said it is because his dad was trying to lay him down for a nap. And he didn't want to take a nap, so he said no. So Everett is going to take a hearing test on Monday. We have deaf and mute family members, and as you know, Everett is nonverbal, and so Everett is getting a hearing test on Monday.
But he understood no.
He, when I say he's nonverbal, I mean he's 3 and he only says maybe 5 words, but he does say no now. He said it twice. He understands what it means.
I'm going to tell you, I thought my nephew was having the same problem. And then, like, all of a sudden, he just
So Patrick talks a lot now.
started talking and putting words together.
Aw,
Does now he does, which is
Patrick's
also a
what,
little, which is
4?
also no, Patrick is 6. He's about to
Oh
be
wow,
7. Yeah, time flies.
he's all grown up.
he for me, yes, and it's very weird because at first he was sort of like this babbling blob. Like you didn't understand what he was saying. My sister could translate, but now it's like, "Hi, Uncle Eddie." I'm like, "Oh, you know who I am."
How cute.
I
Kennedy informed me today. She informed me today that when she went to school, she dressed as Janis Joplin for Halloween, and she went to school as Janis Joplin, and all of her friends were like, "What's a hippie?" And Kennedy said to me, I looked at my friends and I'm like, if you don't understand what a hippie is, I am not going to go into detail on the historical concept of being a hippie. And I was like, she just used really big words for a 4th grader.
yeah,
She goes, girl, you can look
yeah.
that up on your own.
It, it amazed me that first of all, these kids can look it up on their own with they have the computer in their hands.
Yep.
Patrick had an iPhone before I had a cell phone. So these kids can just look it up. And it amazes me how good their vocabulary can be.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm like, I did not understand that word back when I was your age. I was still playing with blocks, you
Yep.
know.
She's like, the historical concept of hippie. I'm like, you were in the 4th grade and you just used the word historical and concept.
It it is according to what I heard, kindergarten is not the same as when we went to kindergarten.
Oh, absolutely not.
Like I remember uh that there was play and there is uh every week you got to bring something show and tell. Do they show and tell anymore? I hope they do show and
Do,
tell.
but you want to hear a funny thing? I never went to kindergarten.
Really?
I only went to 1st grade. I don't think they had kindergarten at Heisville Elementary School when I was younger because I only went to the 1st grade. I didn't go to kindergarten.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you. I went to an Assembly of God uh kindergarten, daycare and
Do,
kindergarten.
do you remember the letter people? Come and meet the letter people. Come and meet our family.
But it's familiar.
Words are made of letter people. A, B, C, D, follow me.
I'm gonna have to look that up because it's
You're
so
gonna have to look up the letter people.
it is so familiar. Like, do you know why they took LeVar Burton off the air from Reading Rainbow?
Was he gay? Is that why they took him off?
No, I don't think he's
I thought he was gay.
gay. Um, he hasn't come out or anything. He hasn't
Maybe not. Maybe
Star
I'm just
Trek
crazy.
come out.
Maybe I'm just crazy.
Well, no, there is some femininity to him, but they felt that him encouraging people to read was that him trying to brainwash to the youth.
Oh my God.
I don't understand what well you can Republican, of course you can understand why they are trying to hide thoughts and hide ideas. Like they don't want people to even know who Mark Twain is,
Nope, sure
or
don't.
or oh, give me a second, because in New Jersey they teach the miracle worker alongside of Anne Frank, so they get them confused. New Jersey people do, but Anne Frank they don't want. They don't. That has become one of the banned books. Is the Diary of Anne Frank.
They don't want people to know about Rosa Parks in Florida. They want children to think that Rosa Parks chose to go to the back of the bus because she was being nice.
Nice women do not make history.
Absolutely not. And that is why I am speaking about female veterans at the Veterans Day dinner in Barron County on November 10th. I was chosen as the speaker. They reached out to me and asked me if I would speak at the Veterans Day dinner.
Well, you're both a poet and you're very eloquent.
And I have a big mouth. And I complained about female veterans not being on the banners around the square. So guess who gets to speak at the veterans dinner? This girl. So,
Needs to be done. Important.
I smell broccoli. Dinner is about done at my house.
I've already eaten. Yummin.
Yeah.
Do you need to get going?
The noise in the background says I do.
Well, parting will be such sweet sorrow.
I know, but there's football and desserts and ham and wine. Copious amounts of wine.
So everybody be kind to one another, love one another, and like Grandpa Sacklitz always used to say,
eat breads, desserts, and don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole.
Root Workers Round Table Oracle. Come on and sit a spell. Aquarius, you have told yourself the direction you need to take, and it looks like you have made some parts already kinetic. Don't worry about all the fine details. They can later be compromised. Take your thoughts away from frustration and deliver them to dream. Libra, you are currently being quite contemplative, and honest with yourself. Time to load up a partner and take a journey of personal discovery. Time to take thought and develop them into seed, to turn manifest into reality. Develop your map. This is a journey of a lifetime. Gemini, you have survived another personal struggle and stood victorious. Not unscathed, but victorious. Do not take anything less than you deserve. Do not undervalue yourself to suit others. Wheels are in motion. Don't worry about the speed, just worry about eventually getting there. Your projects are gifts of love. The more you get done, the more time for love. Virgo, big things are on the horizon, but time to focus on the little micro miracles that bring you jubilation. Be the source of light that people strive to achieve, and allow yourself to claim the limelight. It's about time that you shine. Don't fear change, embrace it. Fighting only makes the transitions more difficult. Capricorn, it's time to move away from things that no longer feed you. Don't waste your time on scraps when you know that you are a leader. You have a very important decision coming up, and it took a lifetime to get here. Time to focus on the things that lift you up. Taurus, your mind has been in a maze lately, one of MC Escher's twisted puzzles. Don't try to solve it. It is time to buck the system and accept the obstacles as they come. Even though this is your own journey, there are people who are there to support you as you move. Move at your own pace and your own speed. Paths may be uneven, but traversable. Cancer, it's time for you to rely on your own path of relaxation and realization. Don't be afraid to join hands with a transformative situation. Time to look at life from a new angle. Pisces, time to relieve yourself of some antiquated and hurtful behaviors. Romance and companionship are in your waters. Don't be afraid to drink from your waters. You may kiss a few frogs before you find your special frog. Eventually you'll find your groove. Splash around. Have fun. Scorpio, problems have been filling your thoughts. Do not link your heart's energy to one source. The just thing for you is to find out your heart's desire and move to where it is appreciated. Leo, it has been a hard time recently. You feel your energies draining away. Fear not, it is time for you to recenter and find yourself in space. Remember, you are a Leo. Your roar is equal to your conviction. Sagittarius, it is time to take a nurturing rest. Time to dream and manifest the level in which you want to live your life. Choose the place and then make it so. You create your own happiness, so burn those fires brightly. Aries, happiness is upon you if you just open your eyes and see. Celebrating with family will bring immense joy to your life. Be excited at work. A new opportunity is about to present itself.